how about them tops, son?
All day, SEC boys. SEC, they supposed to be SEC. Jersey all day, baby.
You're listening to the Red Out Podcast.
Welcome into another Red Out Podcast. I'm Jake.
Hey, Devin in the house. We got Ross and Chirac, who's going to be a big-time reporter for us this week, and for the Towel Rack.
Just hanging out in Chicago. In
there we go.
So you're in Chicago to cover...
No, I'm in Chicago for work.
So you're telling me that we're not playing in Chicago? Oh my God,
Nope.
what was that?
That's just a little non-copyrighted soundboard stuff that I can't resist clicking on.
That sounded like the devil, man.
I am McLovin.
That's right.
Oh yeah, that's also Jared. We have Jared, a.k.a. McLovin.
Yep. And since he's not here, we're just going to go...
Gangsters, what's up, guys?
It's very true.
It's just randomly.
It's very true. So what's on the agenda for tonight, other than Ross chilling in Chicago?
Yes, so winners, losers. We got the Kentucky Regional Basketball Tournament. I did not know that there's actually a betting line on this.
Is there really?
There is a secret underground betting line. I heard on the radio this morning. One of my more favorite radio shows said that there is just some random dude sitting in the stands, and people go up and be like, "What's the line at?" And throw the money at him. And
does he set it? Is it just him?
There's invite only to their forums, which I'm like, dude, that is so cool.
I wonder how much money you have to have in order, or how much money you have to have bet with this guy, with these bookies earlier in order to get in on it.
I don't know. It's got to be. It's invite only, so I don't know.
Because that's incredibly illegal, just FYI. You cannot be...
But it's incredibly enticing. I think it's hilarious. I'm not a gambler, but I think it's hilarious. You're betting on high school sports.
I'm a gambler.
Dude, I would so bet on high school sports, though. If I had a kid, I'd be like, hell yeah, bet on this.
I would love... Devin's literally going to be like, yeah, don't you eat that banana, Timmy. I need you to cramp up in the third quarter.
Do you really need to eat Cheetos? You're getting a little chubby, buddy. Let's go. We don't need any third quarter mess ups.
So,
okay?
Ross, do you want a piece of high school gambling? Is that kind of up your alley?
I wouldn't say I'm educated enough on it. I know the bookie/app that I use, it will sometimes have random high school games in town listed on there, but I never really play with that. Maybe bet Trinity or people that are usually really good, but it's not usually, it's not my real cup of tea.
I could see a Trinity St. X or Louisville Mail game being on there. I can see that easily.
Oh, yeah. During high school football season, it's decently big up there.
Now that you've said the Louisville or the St. X Trinity game, though, I have heard on the radio before about betting lines for the football game.
Yeah, I can see
every
that.
year, actually the stuff you said, coming out and being like, oh yeah, Trinity's 6-point dog this year. Holy what?
Yes,
you can find that, but not a women's basketball line in college.
No,
Go figure.
No, you can't even find that beforehand.
Yeah, I know.
We can't even find some Western scores, so I mean it's crazy killer.
It was I was trying to find a strength of schedule listing for an upcoming season, and they didn't. I was having real trouble finding it for a preseason, a early season preview of strength of schedule for women's basketball, and I was like, well, good.
I can't even find stats for the women's game. That's what's so sad.
Well, that's because Devin can't use a computer.
No, I mean, ESPN, you think would at least, have some form of stats, or this is the highest scoring player for Western.
And they don't.
No, this is
they
what
just
I got
have
right
the
here.
Box quarter score. Oh my God!
Yeah,
ESPN, get on your seriously, dude. Come on now.
Get on your interns. Get this stuff together.
Yeah. Ross, do you have any winners or losers for this week?
Yes.
Western had a good week last week. We'll get into that. I would say the KHSAA voting body for Mr. Basketball are a bunch of losers voting
Agreed.
Dante Allen after only 13 games. I know he put up good numbers, but it's a season-long award, and just if anybody commits to UK, you're just going to give them the award. That's kind of ridiculous.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. That kind of ticked me. I was like, seriously, dude?
Isn't he the kid that scored 50 points?
Yeah, I mean, he was averaging 40 points, but...
40, yeah, but I mean, that's only 13 games.
Correct.
So, here's my thing. Do you give it to somebody who does that, or do you do it to somebody who scores 25 in 26 games? They each would average the same amount of points.
If you just cut them off.
Yeah.
I mean,
But it's a full season award. It's not like there was like 3 or 4 other deserving players that played the entire season that helped their teams, carry their teams on their back as well. I mean, you look at, there's Kai Tandy or Kiki Tandy, who's from Hopkinsville, committed to Xavier. I think he was very deserving. Western commits, Isaiah Cozart was deserving. David Johnson, U of L commit, deserving. They played the whole season. I don't think, despite how great somebody's stats were, you don't reward somebody for only 50% or for really 45% of the season. That's kind of ridiculous in my book.
And I think that was other than like hardcore UK honks, I feel like a lot of people felt that way. I was, just scrolling through Twitter and Facebook and looking at their reactions when it was announced, whether it was on BKO or the Daily News, all of the sites. It was like most people were pretty mad about it because it's like you say, it's a full season award. I'm not saying the Western guy needs to get it, but somebody who played the whole season needs to.
I don't care where they go, honestly.
Honestly, Kiki Tandy or David Johnson were probably more deserving than
Yeah, and they probably were.
But
I thought that Kai Tandy or Kiki, however you said, I thought he was probably the one that was going to win it. That's what I thought. But whatever.
Kiki is greatest name ever. I mean, that's just great.
See, I'm so old.
I was sad we didn't get him. So.
Yeah, seriously. Yeah. I thought we were in the running for that for a while. When I think that, this is how not up with it I am. I think Kiki's Delivery Service, that old hand-drawn anime from back in the day, I do not think the modern, like, Kiki, Do You Love Me song or whatever.
That's awesome.
Ross, are you up on that? On that, the Kiki Challenge, where, like, film when they're, like, driving the car?
I thought you were
that's probably my old man that's probably,
Yeah,
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah, the only reason I know about it is because my wife works in a classroom with a bunch of middle schoolers, and it's like their favorite song in the world.
I mean, it blew up on Facebook, so
all the teachers hate it. Like a lot.
Okay, sorry, I can tell.
Devin likes to talk about himself in the third person sometimes.
Yes. Beefcake. Do you have a softball, baseball update for us?
Heck yeah, he does.
Yeah, I do. We'll go with the bad and then the great. So, the bad was WKU's trip to Pensacola. It was pretty much an utter disaster. They got swept. Kind of blew out in the first game. I think it was against North Florida. Can you guys name where North Florida, the city it's based out of? Quick question.
Pensacola.
Jacksonville?
West Florida. Jacksonville, you are correct.
Boom!
Nice.
Florida is in West Florida. The Argonauts are based out of Pensacola, but they're Division II.
Argonauts. That's a great name.
That is a good...
I love that. That's awesome.
The Argonauts. I
So,
like that.
the reason I know that, my wife's from Pensacola, and they actually play in the same ballpark where that tournament was held this weekend. So, quick factoid. So, they lost that game. Basically, the pitching just let them down. The next game, they came back from 3-0 down, tied the game, and the bullpen blew it in the 9th against Louisiana Monroe, which always sucks to lose that former Sun Belt rival. And then the Sunday game, I think Tennessee jumped on them early, and then it was only a 7-inning game, and they ended up losing 6-3. So what was a 6-2, great start to the season. Now we're stuck at 6-5, and who knows what's going to happen. So, I mean, expectations for baseball this year is pretty much Pulowski has to make the conference tournament to save his job, and this week was a big step back. So we'll see you there. But, in good news, softball had an amazing weekend.
Yep.
Kennedy Sullivan, who's kind of emerged into the new badass ace pitcher, threw a no-hitter. I think it was against... I'm drawing a blank who it was against. Anyway, she threw a no-hitter and then threw another shutout, I believe, and they're sitting at 13-2 on the season. So, they're really, obviously most of their competition, besides Auburn, who they lost to, has been kind of mediocre mid-major level, which Western is a mid-major. But, 13-2 kind of speaks for itself. And if you have an ace-in-the-hole pitcher who can, you can strike out everybody. And, that's kind of what they did with Miranda Kramer a couple years ago. So, maybe the softball tops are the team where you have to look out for this spring. But it's pretty encouraging. So.
That was against Evansville. I just looked
at... The Purple Aces.
Yes. I looked at WKU sports page, and they were talking about it on there. But still, that's awesome. And I gotta say, the little mask that she's wearing is awesome. It almost looks like a bull rider's mask. Jake can't see it.
Oh, yeah.
We're both.
No, dude, it absolutely does.
That's hilarious.
Was it Fletch that hated the all-black uniforms they're rocking? Who was that was talking about hating it?
I know
he's the uniform whatever snob, and I don't think they look that bad.
Well, because he was like, oh, I don't like them. And then I was looking at the pictures, and I was like, I actually think they look kind of cool. I'm not gonna lie. I really like cool uniforms. Like, I'm a big fan. Like, I hated the last, like, the 3-stripe thing that the football team had, and one of the last Russell ones. Like, I thought they looked ugly as sin.
Yeah.
Louisville had some super ugly stuff that year too. Everybody had like stripes on their arms. It was just weird. I like matte, like, colored helmets. Like, I'm into it. I thought it was cool looking. So Fletch can be a uniform hater all he wants to. I think the softball tops uniforms look good.
I think it just makes them look like.
For a second, I was like, "What is that?" I was like, "Oh, $6 million man."
Yep, that's
gotcha.
the bionic jump.
Yeah.
I like those uniforms. I think you have talked statistically about
all
uniforms.
Black.
Yes, all
yeah,
black.
but it's in contact sports. So sports you
Yes.
can call a foul, right? There is, just in case you guys don't recall, there are some articles, and if you'd like them, I can share them with you. They're peer-reviewed and pretty good, where they talk about in contact sport, or not just contact, but sports where you call like fouls, like basketball. They talk about football. They talk about hockey. They looked at when teams wore all black uniforms versus when they were the other types of uniforms against similar competitions, and all other things be equal. And for the most part, you are penalized heavier when you wear all black uniforms. You just are. It's because, and they think it's because you look more aggressive. So if you're physical and you are playing in a kind of an aggressive style. Devin's showing me another weird soundboard now. I'm hoping he doesn't play them because it's terrible.
It's because the refs are racist. Come on.
That's exactly what it is.
Hello, my name is Stephen Hawking.
Okay, apparently.
Oh my gosh,
we're
doing a seance
from the grave. Is it seance?
It's a seance, yes.
But yeah, if you guys want, I can send those. I may be the only nerd who cares about that. So
yeah, we can post a link.
I've linked it on. I've shared it on our Twitter before.
Yeah,
that's how nerdy I am. I was like, guys, look, black uniforms are terrible for getting fouls called against you. Just because they see you as the aggressor, whether or not you're actually committing more fouls or playing more aggressively, they just see you as an aggressor. And so, since foul calls are subjective, they just.
I think it's because, like, as a kid, you grew up hating the black uniform. They were the bad guys.
That's true.
Ergo, Friday Night Lights, the movie, the cheating team. Gosh, who was that? Dallas something, wasn't it?
I don't remember. I just remember.
Do you remember that?
Dallas Carter.
There you go, Dallas Carter. They played the Permian Lions. They were all red, so automatically you just hated red. It's just part of it.
That movie made me cry.
That movie was awful.
That movie made me cry.
That movie was such a letdown.
I was so sad.
Say.
Now, see, I
movie or TV show. Probably.
Movie. I never watched the TV show.
My wife watched the TV show, which is hilarious. But
TV show's pretty good for like the first 2 seasons, and then it kind of runs its course, but not terrible.
Yeah, I can't. I never watched it.
Let me get some more information so I can help you with that.
Yeah, can she help you with that?
Get with some more information.
I'm trying to figure out while I'm talking to you guys how to set up this Chromecast in the hotel, and it's not really easy. So
yeah, it's fine.
It's good. No,
dude,
it's all good.
We are self-produced and rigged as all get out.
Yeah, it's fine. We've got 6 computers turned on
but
right
hey,
now in front
that's
of
it.
us.
It's just like WKU. When I worked for facilities, we used to say it. The motto was "rigging it" since 1906.
That's it. Lady Tops played. Did they play Marshall last week? No. 23rd.
North Texas.
I just had North Texas. Okay.
Green team. 2 green teams. Get them confused.
North Texas. Well, that was the 23rd. Was Marshall. They played North Texas last week. They won 71-66.
That was a squeaker right down to the end, man.
Yeah, even looking at the score, third quarter they had 20. Western had 24. North Texas had 25, and every quarter it was battle. But yeah, go support the Tops. I guess they're playing.
Play tomorrow against Mutts.
They got the Mutts.
And now, if they win tomorrow, that locks in the first round bye. Is that right?
That locks in the 4 seed. I think they could maybe still get it if they lose, but I mean, it's senior night. I think I was reading Todd Stewart or somebody's Twitter. There's 3 seniors. I mean, if you can't win that night, then it's definitely Greg Collins. It's been just kind of mediocre. But I think the attendance with women's basketball has been pretty mediocre. I mean, if Matt was on here, he'd rant about it. But
he would.
That is true.
If there's ever a time to support the Lady Tops tomorrow with the chance to clinch a bye, so.
Yeah, I mean, of course, Middle is a tough team. They're 28 overall and 11-4 conference, with Western sitting at 16-13 and 10-5 conference. So I mean, if we had a good fan base show up tomorrow, I think the Tops have a decent shot at toppling the Mutts and sending them back to the straight biddies.
Dude, anytime you can beat Middle, I don't care. Again, we could be playing them in friggin' tiddlywinks. I do not care. I want to embarrass them. So, Lady Tops, please beat the brakes off of them. Please. Devin's over here playing with a soundboard instead of figuring out the next thing we're going to talk about.
I know. I'm the worst right now. I'm sorry.
He's so distracted. Dude, legit ADHD. Like,
I do.
He does this with hobbies, too. We always, growing up, we'd, get really focused on, one thing for, 6 weeks.
Yep.
And then it's screw that, we're on to the next thing.
Yep. I have a cycle. I have a cycle of stuff I go through. I go through different things, different hobbies, and for so many weeks I'll be on that, and then the next time you turn around, I'm gone to something else because I got bored with that first one. Then I go to a third one, and then I'm back to number 1.
I think a lot of dudes do that, though.
Yeah, I mean, it's life. It's just part of it. It's just whatever.
Ross, your hobby cyclical?
My hungry eyes.
No, I mean, it's mainly sports or the lake. Those are the main two, and then everything else is kind of secondary after family, obviously. So
I found that I don't really have as much time for stuff anymore. I was talking about buying a PS4 because I don't have one. I really want to play Red Dead 2. And I was like, man, with this baby coming, I'm just not going to have time to
I gave up video games 15 years ago when I discovered drinking. So I had to make
well, no, see what you got to do is drink and play video games, Russ. You're missing out on a key component, my friend.
See,
I was more of a social drinker, I guess.
No. See, I just drink alone in the dark.
Yeah, that's what I did today. So
I'm an attorney. That's what we do.
So men's basketball, they're playing in 30 minutes. So we're going to pregame slightly, and then we will talk about.
Because honestly, by the time you guys are listening to this, there will already be a result for good or for bad.
Yes.
So we're not going to spend a lot of time.
I'd say we analyze where they go based on each scenario.
Right. So if they lose, what are we looking at? And if they win, what are we actually looking at?
Exactly.
So Ross, if we lose, it's a transition. I was like, if we lose, what does that mean for the seed line of the Tops going into the Conference USA tournament?
I think, this is based on stuff I've seen on, Twitter, Matt's stats, other stuff like that. I think we get a 3 seed regardless. So, if we lose, the worst thing that's really going to happen to us is our momentum is going to go to crap. So we'll enter the conference tournament, instead of on a 3-game winning streak with some momentum, we kind of enter with a question mark, and the familiar things kind of come into mind. So, if we want to go into last week's games real quick, great gut-out wins against some decent teams, but I still want to see us tonight put UTSA away.
Yep.
I mean, I was at the Southern Miss game on Sunday, got up by 9, 6, 5, 6, 9, and we could not put them away. And that's why the reason I'm not super bullish about it. So we go out, we lose the game tonight, our momentum's shot, and we would still have to play the 2 seed. So if we win, we play the 3 seed in the semifinals. If we lose, we play the 2 seed in the semifinals. It's going to be us or whoever comes in third. So that's not a big deal. Probably would give us a tougher quarterfinal matchup on Thursday of next week, which would be probably, maybe we get stuck with a Marshall or somebody tougher than we need to. And, to me, it's all just about getting momentum heading into, the 3 games in 3 days in Frisco.
See, that's one of the things, like I told you guys last week, I still think this is a team who just is going to, you could flip a coin to how they're going to perform. I really think that. maybe I should be more positive. Maybe I should be more Pollyanna like Matt. Maybe I should drink that Kool-Aid like that camel chugging a beer. But I just can't because I still am not seeing it, right? Like tonight, UTSA is a better team to me than Southern Miss. They've got a better player in Jackson. Like I think that a gut out.
Keaton Wallace too.
Yeah, really and Wallace. I think that a gut out. Like had we played UTSA and the score and it had been like the Southern Miss style game, we gut out that one. I would have been more okay with it. I would have been a little happier to like, oh, okay, decent team with some good talent that we survived against, and we were able to, beat by a couple points and make some runs on. And then, okay, USM, let's go blow them out. Tonight, I don't know if I feel it. Like, if we put them away early, right, and we win by double digits or something, that's definitely going to be a huge positive for me. But it's not. But if we win by 4-3, I'm still not going to be like super. I mean, I'm honestly not going to be bummed because we won, but it's not going to.
Yeah, change. I mean, it'll be tempered enthusiasm.
That's a really good way to put it, Ross. Tempered enthusiasm. Like, yes, it's a 3-game win streak. We put away. We were able to beat a good team. We got 3. We're going into the conference.
3 out of 4. Yeah.
Going into the conference with some momentum. And hey, maybe we don't play Marshall in a quarterfinal, which would be good because I'm here to tell you, boys, I do not want to play a 3-point shooting team until we absolutely have to in the conference tournament. Because I am just scared. Now, maybe if we get Marshall, right?
Yeah.
Maybe Tay plays Matt and Monte, like they remember, that last second finger roll out, and they run away with it. Maybe. Or maybe they don't play very well, and we let John Elmore go off for a 14.5 bazillion points from downtown. Like, I don't want to play a 3-point shooting team until we absolutely have to.
Yeah.
I'd much rather play an FAU or a North Texas, even though they'd be really close to home, where that they're kind of lagging into the tournament. They're kind of you don't want to. I've seen Marshall has kind of turned the corner a little bit, kind of like we have, but you don't want to go to somebody that's been there, done that. You'd rather go against somebody early that has some doubt.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, I mean, I was reading. I know you guys were talking about, and when I had a minute, I read the SB Nation big breakdown of all the conference tournaments that Mike Rutherford wrote. Yeah, which solid guy. I always love what he does with college basketball because he's really in depth. And I do kind of agree though. Even though the conference is kind of blah, it absolutely is super competitive. Yeah. Even if none of us are great. And so that does kind of terrify me going into this because I don't know what the heck a USM or a UTSA might go off. Lord knows what could happen in the tournament. And, I mean, I don't think that Rice is going to run the table. Now, having said that, we'll be playing them in the frickin' finals. But
I don't know. I mean, I don't think UTSA is going to run the table. I don't think MTSU is going to run the table. I think ODU is going to Virginia this stuff. Sorry. Ross, you're a bad example. ODU is just going to... I think they're just going to Virginia this and just kind of play super defense against them and... just hold people out is my thing, and my thing is
that style is very, very great. It's going to keep you in every game, but as Virginia saw with UMBC last year, if you get your hot shooting team, you can just be out of it and you can't come back. I mean, even though we were up 21-0 on them, a different team could easily just go and shoot ODU out of the game if they're hot that night. I could see Southern Miss. They have really good guard play. If they run into ODU in the first round, I could totally see them shooting them out, kind of like they did middle last year.
I was going to say, if Marshall got hot against ODU, that would be a great one.
I would love to see USM run ODU out in an early round game, so that we don't have to deal with them if we. And I know the coach was like, we're going to see him again, and. It's come down to the wire. I said, look, you didn't beat him twice during the season. Maybe you beat him a third time. The history's not on your side, and I don't want to see him again. Plus, I don't want to play him and lose because my CEO went there, and every time I see him, I'm just like, man, I want your team to lose, but I'm not going to tell you that.
Between that and football, we've had a bad little run against them after winning 3 straight against them last year.
Yeah,
so.
I'm just let them go back to Norfolk and do whatever you do in Norfolk.
Yeah, what do they do in Norfolk?
I tell you what, I remember what they do. They name their dorms racist Indian names. That's what they do.
They also sail and
greatest
what was it?
ever.
The monorail. The monorail is what I remember the most.
Oh yeah, the monorail. I forgot about the fat monorail.
Oh my gosh.
The monorail was great. Oh dude.
So they named their dorms after racist Indians?
Well, no, not after racist Indians, but they took so they've got some dorms that are I mean I could be slurring different areas, but I'm pretty sure it was Old Dominion. They named their
perfect slander here, but go
dorm,
ahead.
whatever. We don't make any money, and I'm saying it could be completely wrong. And they're a great school, and you're all lovely, and you should go there. Anyways, I'm pretty sure that they've got 2 dorms, or like apartment style dorms, that are named after certain Indian tribes that were settled in the area where Old Dominion now sits. What's to me was ironic about that is the settlers that showed up. Shot them all, took the land, and they're like, hey guys, you know what'd be great? I mean, I know we took all your stuff, but we're going to name 2 crappy dorms built in the 70s after you. That's good, right?
Yeah.
And all the representatives of those Native American tribes are like, pound sand, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, I saw Pocahontas, but we don't need to talk about that, so.
These white men are dangerous. You're darn right they were.
Ross, please tell me you're staying at a Holiday Inn Express, buddy.
I'm staying at a Courtyard by Marriott. But,
wow, yeah.
Do they have continental breakfast?
No, they charge.
They charge.
Unfortunately,
That stinks. Sometimes you go to like a nicer hotel, and that's what they have. They have like the restaurant, the really nice restaurant that they charge exorbitant prices for.
There's a TJ Fridays connected to this one. So.
Oh, see, super fancy.
Yeah.
You go get the riblets and all you can eat apps.
Yes.
Okay, 2 things, Jake. Number 1, if we do somehow make that run in the NCAA
okay, see, I thought you were going to... I'm sorry, Ross, I'm going to interrupt you.
Adversary is coming back for the first round.
All I heard before that, I'm sorry, I wasn't paying attention. I was laughing. I thought you had a serious take about riblets and endless apps for a second. And so it was like 2 things. So please repeat that to me. Because I was stupid.
Well, riblets, I don't know. I'd rather have the full baby back, but we can go on that later.
That could be a different
I would say if we make the tournament, is assessing the adversary returning for the first round.
Yes.
Yeah, it's gonna have to. I mean, I got off of it because life happens, and I didn't want to just like jump in randomly. But yeah, particularly if we make the tournament, I'm gonna have to write some stuff about whatever random school we end up playing, because it'll probably be. What if we go in as a 13? It'll probably be like a real school.
Yeah,
it'd probably be like
it'd be 13 to 15. I've kind of done the math. I mean, our 11 or 12 losses. It's it's going to depend a lot on how many other mid majors who aren't number 1 seeds end up winning their conference tournaments. So if there's a lot of upsets, I think we can get to 13. If it's kind of chalky and the Murray States and the Woffords and everybody else continues to win, I think we fall all the way down to we could be like MTSU that one year and get a 15 seed. So,
but yes, if we make it to the tournament, I will make sure to commit to getting you guys some hilariously non-sports, with a little bit of sports information about those teams for sure.
I mean, even Western has some kind of hilarious information. I mean, John Carpenter.
Yeah,
the guy that created the Halloween series went to Western. He got a lot of names from the areas around Warren County, which is even greater. Smiths Grove, the sanatorium he was in, is based off the community that we were basically 10, 20 miles from. Yeah,
I have. I mean, that's something I should do in the off season.
We should assess ourselves.
Assess ourselves for all the weird crap we have.
Because it is so weird. I mean, like for instance, PFT. The dorm. First off, Ross and I remember the many people that jumped from that dorm, and then they fixed the windows so they only open like an inch or 2, which you can't get enough air in, so you sweat for whatever because some dude decided to eat shrooms and jump out the window.
I'm here to tell you it's better than scraping up dead guy off the floor.
Yeah, but
I remember my buddy just called. He was living in the tower at the time. He's like, yeah. This happened, I was like, holy crap. And then, it was...
over there.
Before really, there was obviously Facebook, but, it was definitely word of mouth type thing. It wasn't all over Facebook immediately, so... It's crazy.
Yeah, dude, there's some absolute wild. I could ask Dad. My dad worked for WKU for a couple decades, and ask him some of the wild stuff. I mean,
I have heard one story involving a I gotta be careful the way I say this. A sex toy on Cherry. On the statue of Cherry.
I don't know if that was true, and I have heard that. Did I ever tell you about the serial pooper?
I have heard of a serial pooper on campus.
Ross,
yes.
have you heard about that?
I have not, but I like the way you described just the story. So let's go.
So my dad always tells us years ago. He gets a call one night about somebody having defecated in an elevator, right? Which, all right, I'm not gonna vouch for that person. But you know what? I get it. You're going up, and I don't even remember which one it was. But maybe it's PFT. Maybe it's going slow. You can't make it back to your dorm. All right, whatever. But this is the first one he had seen. They had coated the elevator, like with the stuff, like it's a Jackson Pollock.
It's almost like that daycare where he looks in and he goes, "Oh,"
and then he looks up and goes, "Oh!" Yeah. Well, and then so Dad's like, "Oh no, this is not me.
This was an art major.
This is it's an art major."
Talk about a crappy day,
dude.
Yes.
So he's like, okay, not me. And we're gonna call because if you guys don't know, you got to be hazmat trained if you work for a public institution in order to clean up bodily waste. Dad was nice. Okay, got to call the people. They take care of it. Over the course of the next few months, this is something that just happens. Not necessarily in that elevator, but just across campus. There was some individual who was pooping and doing terrible stuff with it, just everywhere. And I don't have any other specific, but that's what Dad, he was like, man, it was the weirdest summer I've ever dealt with.
Oh my gosh, that is the greatest thing ever.
And again, whoever, the rest of those stories, he may have been full of crap. Dad jokes. I got him.
I know, right? First off, I don't know if it's necessarily a dad thing, but I absolutely love dad jokes, and my wife says that they are getting ridiculous.
I don't care. I love them. We have a thing. One of the guys at work...
dry humor is the best humor.
Yes. You either think pun-based humor is the height of humor, or you think it's absolute garbage and not funny. I happen to love pun-based humor.
Yes.
And my wife loves them.
Yes.
So, I just can't wait. I'm going to get one of the little dad joke books just to make sure that I have
I've got a dad joke for you to tell your wife. Okay,
dad joke.
What is a mermaid's favorite marijuana?
I have no idea.
Seaweed.
That's a good one.
I love it.
What do you call a cow with no legs?
A cow with no legs.
I don't know. What do you call a cow with no legs?
Ground beef.
Yes. That's even better. Gosh.
There's a guy walks into a bar, and he says, with my beer, I would like some of your best helicopter chips, please. And the bartender says, I'm sorry, we only serve plain.
That's good.
Oh my gosh. These are...
I'm proud of you.
Are you Whisper Man?
Yes, that's Samuel L. Jackson, just so you know.
That's Samuel L. Jackson in the house. Why? Because my joke was so bad it gave you a heart attack?
Yes.
One of us has made a gross error.
Yes,
okay, where are my notes?
Yes, we have, and that's not telling enough dad jokes.
Yes.
Sorry, I got us off on a tangent with the serial pooper thing.
No. It's all good. I'd rather do that than some of the...
Final thought on the UTSA game today.
Yeah.
We're favored by 6. Let's go out, win by 10.
Yep.
10 is a great number. UTSA is not a good road team. They're a mediocre road team.
I mean,
they lost 3 straight on the road, and it took JV, or what's the guy's name, Jarius Jackson or Javion Jackson,
whatever it is,
going for 45 against us to make us go to overtime. Let's just hold him to 20 points and Keaton Wallace at 20 points, and let's dominate and have a really good win and be excited about it.
And not
by the time you listen to this tomorrow, we can see if we're right or wrong. But
yes.
So you want to predict? What do you think, Jared?
Jared?
Yeah, Jared. What do you think? I'm being facetious, man. That's my running joke that I can't call him the right name.
Okay. I was like, dude, you just did it twice.
Twice in a row. That's right. Yeah.
Okay, Ross. What's your prediction, buddy?
I say we win by 4, and people like you and me, Jake, are begrudgingly cautious going into.
Yeah, it's like we're angry smiling.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of what I think. I think this is a 4 to 5 point kind of gutted out thing where we're all.
Yo, man, you better back off. I'm getting a little pissed here.
At our negativity, Sam?
Yes.
Okay. Devin,
I'm going to say 6. I'm going to say we're going to win by 6. We're not going into overtime.
So you think we're covering?
Yes, I think we're going to cover the spread because it's exactly what it says. We're going to win by 6. The line is at 260. We're -6, so I think we're going to cover. Last time we won by 8. I know it was an overtime, but
yeah, I don't want to go to overtime on this one. I don't want to be puckering all night. I got to go to bed. It's not going to be good.
Yeah, not going to deal with that. So I think we're going to win. It's at home. It'll be a good game. We'll just have to see.
That's all you can.
I mean, Matt should be there. I'm thinking, so he should get all the student section all pumped up. So we'll see.
I really need him to do like a big red truffle shuffle. Like during foul shots.
Yes.
Can we write him real quick and make sure that that's on the table?
Yes, Matt, do the truffle shuffle.
As you listen to this tomorrow, you better have done the truffle shuffle, Matt, or we're going to be so mad.
We're going to be so disappointed in you, buddy.
97-year-old man, you.
Yes, just like the rest of us who are 98.7. I'm still going, how did I get pulled into this?
Well, because you're an old man, too.
I was just like...
My favorite thing about Devin's old madness is he shares Facebook memes.
Yes.
Like a 62-year-old
all the time.
woman.
Yes. Oh, my God,
Dude, we were sitting here, and he shared like 6. Like...
Literally, that's all I do, is I just go through it. And my wife's like, how long were you on Facebook? Like 5 minutes.
He's like, share.
I really don't even watch half the videos.
He spreads the filth around. Like,
oh yeah,
Devin is single-handedly keeping Facebook memes alive.
Yes.
Hard in his demographic in 2019.
Yes.
You can't say no.
Exactly.
that was pretty timely. That was pretty good.
That was actually a really good one. Yeah, I think we're going to beat UTSA. I think we're going to come into the conference tournament. What are we at? What did you hit?
I didn't hit anything. That was Ross, man.
Oh, I'm trying to get BN to work on my laptop.
Yeah, story of everyone's life. Good luck, brother.
And that's another thing.
The crappy Chromecast in the hotel didn't work, so I went back up too. So let's touch for 2 seconds on the article Sam wrote.
Yes, that's what I was going for.
Yeah.
My quick thoughts on it are I'll pull the Devin. I agree, but I think that it's more of a nuanced reason why Conference USA is stuck with this TV deal as opposed to the other conferences. I think if you follow that Louisiana Tech Sports Report guy on Twitter who interacted about the story, I mean, I think Conference USA went from probably like 7 or 8 years ago having like Memphis, UCF, some pretty decent brand name, or not brand name, but secondary name schools to like, who's our brand name school in Conference USA right now? We don't really have one. We've got a couple teams that pop up every couple of years. I mean, as much as we love WKU, I go and travel, and about maybe a third of the people know, and it's because of Big Red.
Yeah.
So it's hard to sell that to TV networks, and Conference USA went from, like that Fox Sports deal to this conglomeration of, BN, CBS Sports, ESPN3, Stadium, Facebook Live stuff because they didn't have any other options. So I give them kudos for being creative. It's not really good for school exposure. It's just kind of frustrating sometimes. Like, I'm technical. I think most of us are technologically savvy enough to get around this. But, let's go watch the game at the bar tonight. It makes it almost impossible. And it kind of kills the casual fans in our fan base more than anything, and really in the whole league. So it's kind of a devil's, I see both sides of the argument. It's just frustrating type thing. And I don't know what they do to fix that, because I don't see it changing unless we get a Wichita, Gonzaga, something like that, where we get more of a brand that says you have to tune them in and put them on TV more. So
I agree. I understand the devil's advocate's position is they're out there to make money, and that's all it really is a money issue. But my thing is, I wish we could get more of an ESPN Stadium thing, even though Stadium is hot garbage. It's a lot better than BN. I'm sorry.
Yeah, didn't BN not even send broadcasters.
Oh, I'm sure.
I think Fox did that a couple years ago too. So I mean, it's crappy, but I mean,
it's par for the course.
I don't get. I just want to be like where we can flip on. I mean, honestly, if all our games were on CBS Sports Network, I'd be fine with that. I know a lot of people dog that channel, but they probably give the most attention to mid-major teams out there. And
that's
being realistic, I mean, if you could say, hey, guarantee we're going to get 3 or 4 Conference USA matchups on this and put the rest on ESPN, the $5 a month, what's that called?
ESPN Plus, is that what it's called?
Yes.
ESPN Plus, yeah. Then I think that'd be golden. So fans had 2 places. You just have to make it a little bit easier instead of join 5 or 6 people at once.
Yeah,
I'm a huge fan of the ESPN Plus. I just wish more games were on there. Is my gripe.
Yeah, that's
even if you want to say first of the year, ESPN Plus has got it. Last half of the year, Stadium's got it. Whatever sports you want to cover, that's fine with me. Just make it kind of universal so that people know where to go to watch it.
Yeah.
Even with like Ross was talking about the bar scene. I'm not a big drinking guy, but I would go watch a game at Double Dogs or Buffalo Wild Wings if I was able to do that.
Yeah, I mean, I used to. It was a weekend thing for me when I was living in Louisville to go to Old Chicago and watch WKU football games because they would have the CBS Sports Network, the Fox Sports regional, whatever network that it was, Ohio Sports, And
when we entered the league, the TV deal was a lot better. It really was. Yeah. It just. And basically, what happened was Fox decided, hey, it's not worth our bang or the buck when you don't have the Memphises and the UCFs of the world, and that's why we're kind of relegated to where we're at now. But I think BNN's going away after, they got cut by all these, so it's really interesting. That'll be something we can talk about in the offseason once they announce what they're doing with the new TV stuff. So
yeah, that is a perfect offseason topic that we can get into.
Sorry, guys, I'm checking on my lizard.
yeah. That didn't sound.
Do you call it a lizard or do you call it something else?
That's a Komodo dragon, Ross. That's not a lizard, but I do have my pet bearded dragon up here.
You're saying it's deadly and has a lot of bacteria involved in it?
Yes. If it bites you, you're in trouble.
You die. I would bet. No, the next thing we've got to talk about is our cold takes of the week, right? I think one of the cold takes we had.
We have 2 cold takes.
We have 2 cold takes. One is from our lovely guy, Jared.
Yes.
Also known as...
I'm McLovin. Woo! I am...
That's right.
McLovin. In the game tonight, a.k.a. the game that was played when you guys hear this, like the day before,
yes,
the day after, the Jackson's not going to drop 45 again. I don't know how much of a cold take that is, honestly.
That's more of a cold hope.
Yeah,
I think the odds are in Jared's favor there.
Yeah, I kind of...
You better back off on me.
Yeah, you're kind of mad at it. Because, I mean, seriously, it was a career night for the guy and for, adversaries in Diddle. What in the world? I mean, I say this and now he's going to go drop 48 or something. Yep. But seriously, it's going to...
Oh, breaking news.
Go.
I just saw Brad Stevens tweeted that Josh Anderson isn't starting tonight due to disciplinary reasons.
Oh my God!
He's, however, available and on the bench. So just when you thought that everything was going well, more drama.
Oh my God!
Dude, stay away from Kentucky Street Apartments. Okay, seriously. I'm not saying that's what it is. We have no information as far as that goes, but disciplinary action.
Can we not have nice things?
Yeah.
No,
this is why we can't have nice things, Ross. Okay. So the other cold take is that Brad, with the Bowling Green Daily News, said that Charles Bassey is or should be the Player of the Year for Conference USA.
That was his vote for
the Player was for Charles Bassey. And as much as I love King Charles, I don't think that he's necessarily Player of the Year material. He's done great. He's done really good, but I just don't think it's. I mean,
statistically, he's way up there. He's averaging a double-double. That is great. His stats look really, really good. He's got some, pretty close to some freshman records at WKU. All that is awesome, but
yeah.
And this is me wanting to homer all the time. I do think there are players out there in the league that probably deserve it a little better. even if you relegate it to it was his argument that this is a season-based award, not a lifetime achievement award. But I mean,
Elmore doesn't deserve it this year either.
Right,
so
that's what I'm saying. It's definitely not Elmore. I'm on board with that because though partial fans want to get all up in arms about how stupid Brad is and how Elmore ought to have it, bloody freaking blah, go burn a couch.
Yes.
Or
sorry, I'm a pyro at heart, so
or
I love burning
walk
stuff.
your trail because your city is so fat that even Jamie Oliver can't cure it.
What?
Oh, that's another Assassin Adversary thing. Jamie Oliver, who's a very famous British
I know who
chef.
Jamie Oliver is because I've seen the video of him showing kids how chicken nuggets are made.
That was in
Was that
Huntington.
really?
That was part of that show.
Would you all still eat this?
And
they all raised their hands.
Yes,
it was the single greatest thing.
that was filmed in Huntington because he came to Huntington to do the show about how fat the U.S. is, and he came to the fattest city in America, which at the time was Huntington, to try to make him not fat, and he just got so disheartened that the show stopped.
Single greatest moment of TV.
Yeah,
right there.
yeah. So that was
all it is.
Yeah, but no, I absolutely. It's got to be. It's got to be someone else who has had an actual better season. I mean,
I'm fine with Caver. I'm fine with if you want to give it to Jackson on UTSA. I think they're both worthy people. Even Stith on ODU, but let's be realistic and. If Devin's proclamation or whatever comes true, I think Bassey's obviously the front runner next year. So.
Oh, dude, for sure. I think that would be again. Well, what are we gonna do if he does? What kind of party are we gonna have?
You all will not be able to put up with me next year. Is all I got to say.
And you guys will have to. We'll have to drink some bourbon or something fun.
Yes, we will have a cookout at my place because I will be celebrating.
That's true. We do probably all have to come over here because Devin. We're not even going to be allowed to have you on the podcast next year because we're not going to be able to deal with your skull will not fit in this house.
I'll be on ESPN on one of those little corners and be like, they're going to be like, who are you? I'm the one predicted that Charles Bassey was staying. I'm just saying.
You would be you and 6 dudes on Hilltop or Haven would be the only people that predicted that.
I'm dreading you once me in there. That's fun.
Yeah, it's fine. It's
okay. So, we're going to dive into the mailbag here. Will we see more of Nelson? I think he needs to be first off the bench. He needs more than 3 minutes. That's from Brett.
Well, I'm here to tell you that with Anderson coming off the bench, I'm pretty sure Nelson's going to be shoved down a little bit.
Yeah, well...
Well, I'd say be shoved up a little bit if Anderson's not is getting disciplined tonight.
So is he? He's out.
He's not starting. He's available.
So I was going to say, is he not starting or is he benched completely?
Just not starting. That's it. He's just not starting, and he's going to come off the bench.
Okay. We'll see.
We're about to mess around.
To answer Brett's question, he is going to play more, and I think I tweeted this when we found out the news. That's a good thing.
Yeah.
Get another body, somebody, as much as we love Moo or
fresh legs,
Horton or somebody like that, somebody who's been there, done that, knows what they're doing. He got a little bit of taste against Southern Miss. He gets a little bit more against UTSA. We're going to need him. We're going to need to give people like Bassey rest. We're going to need to give Anderson. We're going to need to give everybody rest into the tournament if we go 3 games in 3 days. So, yes, I think he's going to be inserted in the lineup, and I think Stansbury will trust him as long as he shows that he can play about 12 minutes a game.
Well, not only that, but like we talked about before, I mean, he's a dog. He's absolutely fights for rebounds.
Yeah.
He is a role player that we desperately need. So, I mean, I'm pumped if he's going to play more.
Yeah, I hope so as well. Fresher legs it helps the team last longer, so I'm fine with it. Give the kid more time. Let one of these other guys, take a few minutes to get a breather or whatever. Let them come back in.
I'm happy to see him back.
Yeah,
I'm
me too.
Really happy.
Completely fine with it. Brian Jesse says, "What's the story with Matt Horton? Is he going to be a red shirt? He looked really solid when I saw him play." Of course, McKay jumps in and says that he's 99% sure that he can't redshirt.
Yeah, I don't know
he
red
can't.
shirt rules,
He's played too many games.
But I would imagine. Yeah, I agree with you guys. I'd be very surprised if the red shirt rule allowed for as much play time as he's had.
I don't. Yeah, like I was going to say. Like I agree with you all. I don't understand what the timing is on
basketball. I don't know.
With basketball, I know football is just.
I've never seen them announce basketball. That's the weird thing. Like they said, okay, 4 games or less in football, so it was easy to understand. I don't know if it's So I guess that would be prorated over a 12 or 13 game season in football. That's 25%. Maybe that's the rule. That would be the logical thing to think. But I've yet to see anything like that. I know Gambrell's probably going to redshirt.
Yeah, probably. And you think he'd qualify? I mean, even if let's say medically speaking, he probably could even redshirt, right? Because he's been hurt for most of the season. Den's over here googling the redshirt rules. I have no idea. I would think
they can't even be on the court for 1 minute, according to this.
Okay, so this is just a random website.
This is sportsrec.com. College basketball redshirting rules.
So that may be true. I don't know.
I don't know how legitimate this website is.
But Ross, back to your point. For football, I think the reason they probably announce it more is because it's so much of the team actually redshirts. Whereas in basketball,
redshirting is very rare.
Yeah, you typically don't, unless it's like Gambrell with like a medical reason, or typically they don't redshirt. They do like preferred walk-on status, or like the Colquitt gray shirt thing. You don't see a lot of redshirts in basketball. Plus, freshmen can make a big difference in basketball versus football. So,
according to this, if it's a medical redshirt, you can't. First off, if you play for 1 minute,
you don't get a regular redshirt.
You do not get a regular season redshirt.
Interesting.
But you can dress, you can practice, you can do everything, but you can't step on the court.
Can't actually play.
If you want a medical redshirt...
I asked Brad from Bowling Green Daily News on Twitter, and they acted like it did change similar to football, but maybe, I don't know if that article's up to date, or that we're just assuming a medical redshirt for Gambrell. So.
Now, see, this is just basketball. Football, I don't think it's changed that much, but for a medical hardship exemption, blah, blah, blah.
It's like a medical red shirt.
Yes, medical red shirt, yes. The student-athlete has not participated in more than 2 contests or dates of competition or 20% of his or her team's scheduled contests. So if you got 40 games, if they haven't played in more than 8, you're good.
Okay, so that's interesting. Again, we don't necessarily have the citation for it, but that's...
Yeah, I mean, that's
more information than we had when we started, because I had no clue.
I didn't either.
On Horton, I just don't think Stansbury ever really gained trust with him. So, I mean, as the season went by, he would play. He's played Moo a lot more recently because I guess he gives him the hustle. I don't think Stansbury ever got comfortable enough to play Horton, and now we're just kind of where we're at with him. So, he's got one more year to prove if he can be something where he's going to be more of a veteran big man. So maybe next year with that freshman who's not going to be as polished as Bassey was, he'll have a chance to shine. So.
Yeah, Brett says he loves Matt Horton, or we love Matt Horton. Yes, we do. William Jones said he's proud of our toppers.
Not questions, guys, but good.
Yeah, I told him they could do...
Statements.
I told them they could do takes.
They could do takes? Okay.
Yeah, because some of the questions, they kind of get redundant after a while.
Well, that's true. Lots of people have the same kind of questions.
Yes.
So we don't want to answer
Chris said, I'd like to challenge this team to leave it all on the court Wednesday night and play for your teammate, Lamonte Bearden, as this will be the last game you'll ever play with him at Diddle.
Amen.
Yeah.
That's true.
Hey,
yeah.
I mean...
Isn't it kind of
I do appreciate Monte. He's been, he's quirky. He's kind of fun. He's been on, kind of 2 pretty resurgent WKU teams. So, if we can get to the tournament with him, we've got him, with some experience in the NCAA tournament. And it's been good to see a solid point guard play after years of just awful point guard play. So it's pretty good appreciation of what he's done.
Yeah, completely agree. I think the seniors sometimes are underappreciated in basketball, whereas sports like football, they see a lot more action. And even basketball, you don't really need the amount of time that like you do with football. And there's rules where obviously you have to stay in college longer than you do with NCAA basketball. So
yeah.
Matt's not on the show tonight. Sorry, Brett.
Yeah.
Yeah, we are doing the podcast tonight, which is Wednesday.
So answer your question when you're listening to this on Thursday.
Yeah, just so you know, this is Wednesday. Greg Ross, UTSA has 2 3-point specialists. Is there any indication at all that we can provide a consistent defense to limit either's production? During the Willard era, WKU had an amazing defensive strategy regarding this matter. I am not sure that one person scoring more than 40 points in a single game is going to be palatable this time. Matt, you can suck it because I said palatable. Right.
So, I guess...
Yes, Matt McKay made fun of me because he's like, I can't wait for Devin to say palatable on the podcast.
Okay,
that's
so
twice. So.
Palatable. That question, I like that. It's a man after my own heart, but he said regarding this matter. And I was like, that's how I write every passive-aggressive email in my life.
That's a I love you butt statement.
Yeah, so Hoss, I don't know if you're trying to be passive-aggressive or if you just write emails like me, but I like the way you write, sir.
Matt's opinion is, I'd focus on everyone else. Jackson and Wallace went wild, and UTSA got lucky to get it to overtime. Play them right, but to me, keep everyone else at bay, and we win against UTSA almost every time. So
I mean, they're gonna have somebody.
I agree with that, but I mean, it would be nice to see us shut down one of their star player out for once.
It would be nice for us to not let somebody have a career night. If we could just do, I'd be very happy with that. If we could just not have a career night from somebody, because it seems like every time we play somebody, even if we win, one of their guys is like, oh, he scores 3 points a game, hang 30. That's fine. It's like, oh, good, thanks.
So, okay.
And he just scored the first 2 points of the game.
Of course he frickin' did.
So, and just for clarification, Nelson did get the start over Josh Anderson today. So
he did. I was right.
Matt, so.
I didn't say he would start. I said maybe he moves down the bench if he's on the bench.
No, it's all good. It's all good. So Brett wants to know if we're going to Texas. I am not because I'm working and I don't travel. So, Jake?
Oh, I'm saving all these days off for the baby, guys. I'm working overtime just trying to save up time.
Ross?
I'll be there. I think Matt's going to be there. If you're there, Brett, or whoever, just come say hi to me. I'll be at all 3 games as long as we make it. I'm not going to guarantee the women's games because dirty little secret, I don't care as much about that. But
I know, right? We're going to stick Matt on you.
Also, I'm going down with my wife and kid, so during the days when they only play, I was looking at the schedule, so 2 of the 3 games, the Thursday night game and the Saturday would be at night. The only games that they could attend would be on the Friday night game, which is when the semifinals are. So, I'll be getting around Dallas and stuff. We're going to try to have this is like our last vacation before number 2 gets here. So,
gotta have a baby moon, right?
I do have to read a statement from Jared. I didn't tell you about this, Ross, so you can enjoy this.
It's so good, guys.
Jared says, I am extremely disappointed in the Conference USA for going outside of their typical Thursday-Saturday game format in the pods to Sunday-Wednesday. Not only will people not be able to watch the game due to their terrible TV deal, but now it's harder to go to church obligations. They should be ashamed of themselves, and I know God is ashamed of the Conference USA as well, because of how subpar this season has been for just about every team. By being faithful tonight and missing out on the podcast, I hope he remembers us in the Conference USA tournament this season. I'll take one for the team. 100, JR.
All right, hot take on Jared, by the way, and
hot take on Jared. Yes.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Preach.
The 2 o'clock was affecting church things way overblown. I went to the 9 a.m. service in Louisville, Kentucky, drove down, and still had time to go to Hilligan's and have lunch before the game. If you live right down, I saw Jared at the game. He still went to church and he still attended the game. So, I mean, I think there's a giant segment of our fan base that just wants to complain.
Well, I can understand Sunday afternoon games are okay, but my complaint, coming from a smaller church, we only had 1 service.
True.
So, where you had the 9
buddy.
o'clock service and could come down, we had 11 o'clock service. I mean, we could still probably make it. But
that gives you, even if it was a 2-hour service, it still gives you an hour to get from your church in Bowling Green to Dittle Arena.
Haha, hot take, it wasn't in Bowling Green. So
it's in the great state of Three Forks, Hoss.
Yes.
So what?
No, it was
for real. We could have rode a bicycle from Martinsville to
we could. I agree.
Before the game started.
I completely agree, but
I mean, like I said, people like to complain. It wouldn't matter just like the football thing. People complain forever that, we're only getting noon games. And then last season we had all 7 o'clock games, and people complained it was too late. It's just people are going to complain. That's just nature of it. And when you have such a small fan base, it gets amplified even more.
Well, and I have to say, too, I think it's probably more of like a getting you out of what you're used to sort of thing.
Yeah.
So, like, if you're used to your Sunday being, all right, I go to church at 11, we go to 11 to 12:30 to church, we get out of church at 12:30, we go eat at Cheddar's, then I go home and I watch NFL and I take a nap. If you're not, granted, you don't have the NFL to watch right now, but if that's your thing, like, I go home and and now you're like, oh, Wester's playing. Crap, now I think it's just people being thrown off, and then, like Ross said, just complaining versus, like, actually just sucking it up and eating the Hilligans and walking up.
Yes,
Which, by the way, good plan. By the way,
that was a great plan.
You eat a whole pizza.
Yeah,
just grease monkey
I had
pizza.
the wings.
Their wings were pretty good.
Had a mimosa, a couple beers. It was a great day.
Mimosa. I could just see Ross sitting there going, "This mimosa is just so good."
No, it wasn't good. I mean, it's still good.
It's still not doing good. It's hot and it's ready. It's not good.
Yes, just like what we're about to rank. But go ahead.
Yeah, no, just the reason I call just that voice made me go because the reason I always Ross. Here's why I always call you Jared. He sounds like my old buddy Jared.
Oh, is that what? Yeah,
he's got the same voice as my like jar-headed buddy Jared.
Yeah,
no offense, bud. You're way smarter than Jared. Jared, if you listen, love you, buddy.
Yeah,
He was kind of our.
He can't help that.
Yeah, he can't. Bless his heart. He can't help it. But that's why I always call him Jared because his voice sounds like Jared.
Jared reminds me of the Junior Windbags on Bob and Tom.
Yeah.
Yes, because he's like, well, I don't know about that. I believe that the Sunday games are more important than any other game during the week because I can drive from Louisville. That was my impression of Ross Jared. So
yeah, of Ross Jared.
Yeah,
dude, Ross Jared. That's what you guys are now. Yes, done.
If you guys ever meet us in person, you'll see there's quite a bit of a difference. But
I'm sure there is. I was gonna say I'm just waiting for Ross to be like, I can't hear you guys. I'm sorry, it's just cutting out.
I gotta watch the game.
Yeah, sorry, the game's on. Yeah. Oh, game is on, actually. Sorry.
Yeah, it really is.
8-7 UTSA after the first TV.
No.
Okay, so we're going to get to our rankings, because I don't think we really have anything other sportsiness to...
No.
Not that the whole thing's
Speaking of greasy pizza,
this
is our rank.
Segue.
As we promised last week, we are ranking our greasy pizza favorites.
Yeah.
So this is not necessarily the favorite pizza of Ross, but this is some of the better cheap pizza that Ross makes.
This is definitely
these are chains. These are places that are chains, regional or not.
Pretty much, you
almost
can get
universal.
pretty much anywhere. Yeah. Yes.
So we're eliminating off the top just places like Boom Balls or
you can't have Boom Balls and Mellow because that's good pizza.
Yeah, Boom Balls and Mellows. No, sorry.
Yeah.
Okay, just double checking.
No,
it's like we're in that bottom tier of pizza right here.
Yes, cheap pizza that you just either get delivered or it's just crap and you suffer for it later.
But it's good.
Yeah, it's good. Like Taco Bell. Yeah,
precisely.
Taco Bell pizza. Go ahead, buddy.
All right. One more quick thing is like Blaze Pizza wouldn't qualify for that either. Correct?
I think Blaze is almost a separate ranking.
Yeah, Blaze again is one of those. It's like if you were ranking fast food.
Yes.
You wouldn't put Subway in there.
No. Yeah.
Right?
Well,
I mean, maybe now.
I don't know.
It's kind of on that teetering edge.
But see, the reason I don't put Blaze in there is because Blaze is a make-your-own pizza.
Yeah.
Because you tell them what you want on it, and then they throw it in there.
And that was kind of my thing with Subway. Yes. It's kind of like, I mean, you can still order whatever, but it is a make-your-own sort of thing.
Yes.
And it's encouraged. Plus, it's kind of like another tier above. Like, I don't want to say it's like top-tier food. It's like Blaze is not top-tier pizza, but it's definitely a tier above like what you order when you're drunk on a Tuesday afternoon, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, well, Blaze you have to actually go to.
Right, much more difficult to
you actually have to go to. It's not necessarily delivery. That's
plus you could walk into one of the places that I have that actually you can sit down and eat drunk and they wouldn't even worry about it.
Yeah, probably wouldn't even notice.
Yeah, probably wouldn't notice.
So, Ross, what do you got, buddy?
Now that we've eliminated half your list.
Probably. I'll just do 3.
We did.
I bet you. I'll make sure that there's one I know that probably wasn't on your all's list. Jets Pizza.
That's one that wasn't on there.
I was gonna say I haven't had Jets.
It's all right.
Have you guys ever had Jets?
I've had the Jets in Bowling Green. It's all right.
It's decent. It's a little greasy, but I mean, just for differentiation, I think it's definitely good to have another one added to the list of places.
Agreed.
Number three, Jets. A good square pizzas, very greasy, not bad. Number two, I'll go with the old Pizza Hut.
Okay.
You know, thing I love about Pizza Hut more than anything is their breadsticks with that coating. You know,
Yes.
when I had the meal plan in college, I think I would get those at least twice a week. They were just amazing. And then their pizza's pretty solid. And then, despite, the controversy of the last year and everything else, I'd still probably put Papa John's as kind of my number one when it comes to this tier of pizza. Just, it's solid. You get the garlic sauce with it. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
And I also like their thin crust. So that's kind of my top three.
So Ross, on the Papa John's, let me put this, pizza in general. This kind of relates to Papa John's. Are you a sauce man? Like you like a good amount of sauce on your pizza?
Like the marinara sauce?
Well, I mean, whatever your preferred sauce is for the sauce base on the pizza. Do you like more or less typically?
Standard. I'm not like, I'm in Chicago. I might get a Chicago deep dish pizza. Sometimes I can kind of be a little overwhelming in the sauce department.
I can go ahead and tell you. How many times have you been to Chicago?
With work now, probably 20 times.
Okay, so what's your go-to Chicago deep dish? Because there's only one answer, and it's not Uno.
I mean, Giordano's is the big one but I mean, I still love Old Chicago back in Louisville. So.
Oh, Old Chicago's good. I love going to Old Chicago. I was just saying, everybody always, Uno is supposedly the one, everybody tells you to go to, but the other big one that I think is better is Giordano's, without question.
Giordano's is good, and I've been wanting to check out Lou Milani's or whatever
that's also supposed to be good.
Even though we have family
that's
there,
right down the street, too, so we'll see. Lou Milani's, I think is what it's called.
Yeah.
So.
The closest I've come to Chicago deep dish is Little Caesars, which is so sad.
You've never been to Lost River in Bowling Green?
I have not, because I think it came in after
I left. So Devin had already got married and moved to Hardin County when Lost River Pizza actually came to Bowling Green.
Yes, Western takes the lead 14-11 right now.
Heck yeah.
Jake, go ahead, buddy.
Yes, I got 5. I got 5 on it. Sorry, singing. Number 5 is Little Caesars, because it's hot and it's ready. And
it's not good. It's just hot and it's ready.
And that's a Tuesday deal where you can get the real cheap crap. Number 4 for me is Gaddy's, solely for 2 pizzas. The buffalo chicken pizza is just a bunch of hot sauce with chicken on pizza, and I absolutely love that. And they have this bacon ranchy kind of pizza, which
that may not be bad.
It's absolutely just the worst. I mean, why would you do that? That is an abomination to mankind, but it is delicious.
The hamburger pizza is hot garbage. I will say.
I'm not a big. My wife likes the beefy, beef on pizza. It's a weird thing.
That's okay, but I mean, it's the mustard and stuff that they add on too that I just go.
Oh, like a pure cheeseburger.
Yes, it's legitimate cheeseburger.
No, I do like
hot garbage
when instead of put mustard or whatever, they put mac sauce.
Okay, that might
Papa
be
John's.
That could be bad.
They have a good one. So number 3 for me is Domino's.
Okay.
Just standard decent pizza, especially in the last couple of years. They've stopped sucking as hard as they used to, so go Domino's. Number 2 for me is Papa John's.
Yes.
Only reason it's not number 1 is because I like to go light on the sauce, and Papa John's standard pizza is a little heavier on sauce. That's why, like I said, my wife freaking loves Papa John's because she really likes marinara sauce. And then number 1 for me is the Hut, and I will always be a Hut fan. A, because I just think the pizza's pretty good, and B, they sold me on that back in college, that $10 any pizza deal.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I don't know if you guys remember when you would order it online. You could start, you add all of these toppings, and when you get to a certain amount of toppings, you're like, hey, dog, just so you know, the pizza's not going to cook right anymore.
Yeah.
Maybe chill out. And I'm like, no, I do want 5 meats and 3 veggies and hot sauce. I know what I'm about. Don't you mess with me, Hutch.
That's awesome. That's great. Speaking of Pizza Hut, that's my number 5.
Okay.
For pure nostalgia, Little Caesars is probably one of my honorable mentions just because my wife and I used to live on Little Caesars back in the day.
Because it's just so cheap for the food.
It is. It's hot and ready, unless you get the deep dish, which is just grease garbage. Literally, if you put that on a napkin and did that commercial test,
well, they try to lift it to see how well
legitimate,
it holds
a diaper, it would go through the diaper after a while because the grease is so full.
It's hot and it's ready, man.
Yes, for nostalgia purposes, because Pizza Hut was a pizza that I got as a kid and I was excited about.
Yeah, all the time.
Oh my gosh, the stuffed crust was such a big thing when I was a kid.
And like going to the buffet with like the red cups.
Yes.
Super nostalgic.
Domino's. My wife loves Domino's, so it made the list because I like Domino's. The new look that they've done on the store side looks great.
Well, and they made a commitment. That's like all their commercials. They made a commitment to stop sucking.
Yes.
And I think they're doing pretty good at it.
Yes. Number 3 for me is Papa John's, because I live in the county right now. Don't live technically in a city, which for those of you who are outside of Hardin County, you don't realize what it's like in Hardin County. Everywhere else in the state has a legitimate city that is the capital of that county.
Yeah,
Hardin County has like 6. Yes, a county seat, exactly.
Yeah.
Hardin County has like 6 cities in it. And it's like, what is this Greek city-state of a county that I live in?
I'll tell you what gets me about Hardin County is how damn big it is.
It is. It's huge.
I always forget, because when you're driving like to Louisville or Bowling Green, like you just kind of tune out. Like,
yeah.
E-Town is where you stop to get food and have a good poop.
Yep.
Like that's how I used to make fun of E-Town all the time. And then you live here and you're like, this county is freaking huge.
Yes, it is.
Like we were going to
go Radcliffe, Fort Knox.
Yeah,
goes on and on.
We were going to
Fort Knox takes up most of the county. But go ahead.
It's huge. We were going to drive down to Lakers, which is like a little local burger shack in the south end of the county.
Yeah.
And like where my wife grew up down in Cecilia.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, well, let's go do it. It'll be like, what, like 10, 15 minutes? She's like,
no.
Honey.
No.
And we drive like 30 minutes to get down there.
Yes.
And there's still another 15 minutes of county to drive through until you get it. Until you get into LaRue, and it's like, oh. And like I looked it up, it's like Hardin's like number 4 on like square mileage.
Oh, it's huge.
In the county. It
is. North-south, I think it's probably the largest county we've got.
It's probably as long as one.
North-south, it's got to be
And then Pike is pretty huge too.
Yeah, Pike I think's got east-west length.
Maybe.
That's where,
it's got
this is where you come.
Instead of length.
This is where you come for geography discussions about county size.
Anyways, keep going.
But yeah, Hardin County's huge, so we get Papa John's delivered, and it is so great.
And you can actually get something delivered.
And they do the rewards program, so like the last time I ordered something, I basically got a $10 pizza.
That's true. Which and at Papa John's, because they err on like the fancier, more expensive side of cheap pizza.
Yes.
So $10 for a good pizza, that's not bad.
And of course, they text me all the time about deals.
Right. So you always have a pizza friend.
Yeah, they're like a crack dealer. Is what they are.
Really
That's what they really are. And another thing, non-pizza related, that hooks me in is that chocolate chip cookie thing that they do.
Oh, dude, like the bazooki kind of thing.
I could sit down with a glass of milk and just eat that whole thing.
And then black out for 12 hours because it's 9,000 calories.
Yes. You don't have to worry about eating for a while.
Nope.
Number 2 for me is CC's. And
I forgot about CC's.
Yes, and that's the reason I put it on here. CC's is number 2 for me because it's cheap pizza. And I have sworn, my buddy and I that work at the funeral home, we have sworn that if we decided to get out of the business, and we are going to open up our own CC's franchise.
Is there one up here?
There used to be. Now here's the fun story, and I have 2 stories, and the next one's even better. The CC's.
Tease for it.
Yeah, the CC's in Radcliffe. I think it was a CC's or a Gaddy's. When it closed, the manager used to put porn on the TVs.
What?
Yes, I swear that story was told to me, and I went, "You've got to be kidding me." Number 1 is Gaddy's.
I do like Gaddy's.
Love Gaddy's. Most of it's the show.
You like quantity over quality, it sounds like.
Yes, I mean for that kind of pizza.
Yeah, that's true. Because I mean, for Gaddy's for me also was a lot of nostalgia. Because back on Bowling Green, you had Gaddy Land.
Yes.
You had the birthdays there. You go and you get all the tickets.
Yep.
And you get your crappy
You put like
plans.
a $100 bill in to get coins, and you just went to town. Yes.
Yeah. Yes. That's what like Gaddy's reigns for me is like.
Gaddy's in Bowling Green, isn't that a church now?
It is a church now, and it is a very like new age. They have like Christian hip hop.
Yes. So how many tickets does it take to get a Bible?
I don't know how many tickets it takes to get a Bible, but it takes 100,000 tickets to get into heaven.
That's probably right.
Yes.
I will be in that bowling machine forever.
And I'm just saying, like, if you're trying to get 100,000 tickets, it's actually going to cost you about $10 million.
Yes, that's probably right. That sounds like Scientology, not necessarily Christian church, but go ahead.
Yeah, you know, what are you going to do? I think I know some people.
So, fun story. There's a big event in Hardin County that happens every year, and it is the Knob Creek Gun Show. Okay.
Knob Creek?
I will make this curve around, okay? They have a machine gun shoot every year. So my brother, my dad, and a couple of my little brother's friends came up to watch the machine gun shoot. I wasn't able to make it because of work. But we had decided that after they got done, they were going to call, we'd go eat. So that's what we did. I drive down to Gaddy's. We have lunch/dinner, whatever, and we're sitting there watching the show because it's a Saturday afternoon, and if you've ever been to Gaddy's, it's a show with the kids, okay? Kids are crazy. Parents are usually letting them do whatever, you know. There's a dude, a wife, and a baby at a table in eyeshot. So they're sitting there probably at like 10 o'clock for me. Directly across from me is a family with a birthday party. This kid's got one of those annoying noisemakers. He's blowing the thing, going crazy. Finally, the wife gets up, walks over, tells the other mother to get her kid to stop. And I'm like, oh, the show's about to start.
Wouldn't it?
Legitimate concern here. Legitimate reason. And I was kind of siding with the woman who approached the other. Was that her husband has, he's on the autism scale.
Okay, yeah, so something.
So it'd be like, hey, Billy, put the horn up.
Yeah.
She says, no way, B, I'm not putting it up.
It's like an episode.
He's not going to have to put it up. So, of course, I'm sitting there eating pizza.
Episode of Springer in Gaddyland.
I'm sitting there eating pizza going, oh, this is getting good.
Are you going to get out your phone and yell,
yes.
World Star?
Yeah. It's just, oh my gosh. I was
So
like,
did
Kobe!
Did they come to blows? That's
No,
the
they
question.
did not.
Well, that makes me sad.
They had to leave. The woman, husband, kid left.
Next time we tell the story,
yes,
Dad gets really upset.
Yes.
Goes over there, beats the kid.
Yes.
Takes the noisemaker and then blows it at the mom's face.
Yes, and a Hulk rage. He just goes off. Yes. No, it really kind of de-escalated quickly because he just kind of was like, ugh.
Well, that's less sad. You know what?
Yes,
Less exciting. You know what else is sad is that currently we're down 5 points.
Yes, we're down 5.
23-18 Roadrunners, and that makes me real sad.
It's okay. Western has been kind of hopping.
We don't have the killer instinct. I've said it 1,000 times. We were up 14-11, and then they went on a big run after Stansbury Technical. That's kind of why I've gotten a little silent. I'm trying to write the recap and do 1,000 things at once, but it's just this team loses focus. They're just the maturity level. That's why I don't think we're going to win the conference tournaments because we cannot put together a whole game, and you're going to lead at least one whole game to buy yourself some rest in a conference tournament setting.
So this will help you a little bit here, Ross. They literally just had 2 minutes of no scoring.
Good.
Yeah, that was. Let's see, UTSA. Let's see, Western and UTSA were at 16-16 with 12-11, and then at 9:25, Western finally. Well, hold on. 9:06, Western scored 2 points. That's 7 points right there. 7-2. That's ridiculous, guys. And yes, I agree. They do not have a killer instinct, but even fat kids have the instinct to get off the couch and go do something. Yeah. I'm sorry. But that's going to wrap it up for us tonight, guys. You all go enjoy the game. You'll be listening to this after the fact, so A, Western won, or B, Western lost.
Hopefully it's the former,
yes.
Hopefully, but we'll just have to see. Whatever.
Yep. Western will be in the Conference USA tournament. They will play blah, blah, blah. So.
And we'll talk. We'll have a reaction for you next week, guys.
So, as always... Sorry, I had to wake my mouse up. Go Tops!
Go Tops!
Go Tops!